All right, everybody, how's it going? So, I got a new Storm Collectible. This is the newest one to come out as of now. We just did the Motaro one, and people had some opinions on my review. I didn't hate the figure, people. I like it. I just have some major issues with the figure that I didn't see a lot of other reviewers talk about. So I do not know if Unmasked Sub-Zero is going to have anything like that. This is going to be an unboxing and review. The only thing I did was that. That's the only thing I've done so far. I've just taken off the tape. So yeah, we're gonna go through the unboxing and comparing and all that, and then I'll give my opinion on that. And I just want to say I think it's a little messed up that we're getting this figure before we're getting the Jin Kazuma figure. Still waiting on that. I don't remember which I pre-ordered first, which was available to pre-order first. I feel like Jin Kazuma was available to pre-order first, but we're getting this one. And so far, the only thing we know is Storm pretty much said that we'll ship them when we get them, so we don't even know. So until I get Jin Kazuma, here is Unmasked Sub-Zero. So yeah, as you can see, his accessory is like bigger than him. It looks like. Well, I guess it has to be since it fits him in. But yeah, I don't want to leave it too much on the clear plastic because it's just going to reflect. So quick compare as in Storm Collectible box size. You got, here's the Motaro. And right there. So yeah, it's a bigger Storm box, but yeah, it's definitely bigger than like, the original ninjas, but not as big as Goro or Motaro. So let's get to it. I've had him for a day. I've been wanting to open him. Real quick, you probably can't see it, but this is actually like a different background. This is the first time where the MK background for a figure is different. You probably can't. Well, see, yeah, it's not major. This is just more Sub-Zero-y. As you can see, it's more blue, whereas the other backgrounds for MK characters are just black and then the MK symbol. So that's kind of cool. They gave this Sub-Zero his own, like, backing for some reason. And no, like, character instructions or anything like that. Which is a bit odd considering, like, okay, yes, we don't need character. We don't need it, but it's, it's there. But there's a lot of things to go with this guy. Just want to make sure I don't knock anything over. So we got his pretty crazy actually. His fatality stuff. Big blood splatter. And then so you could do his fatality. This will go in the ice clone thing. Not necessarily ice clone, but his whole, like, I don't know what you call that. Big ice outing. I don't know, the ice shell for the characters. And his fatality, so you have the bones and that. And this, if you wanted to do, which you could put his hands right there, is actually a hand imprint. That's pretty cool. So he can do his throwing the ice in the air. Really, if you're one of those people who likes to model the Mortal Kombat Storm figures into the fatality stuff, yeah, I think you've been wanting this character for a while. I don't necessarily do that, but I can't deny that the blood splatter and everything else is you can't not do it. You gotta do something with that. There's so many accessories with this guy. Ooh, right off the bat, my sub is kind of stiff. His neck is, or is that like, can't really do much with his neck movement. Although there's not really any gap. Not really, yeah. So it's like on there pretty tight. Obviously it can go all over, just can't. I don't know, it feels kind of restricted, but not really a problem at all. Feels tight. Arms feel good. Legs can really, wow, can really come up there, actually. The laziest, most impressive kick ever. Just, this is how I stretch in the morning. Although, uh-oh, left one is tougher. That is way tougher. That one I actually, see, like, easy. And you can hear it. Okay. Well, that's that. I don't know why. Whatever. Left one's a bit tough. Let's see. This actually is like a rubber texture on. It's not like glued onto the body. And actually, like, if you wanted to pull it off, make him shirtless. Don't know why you'd want to. Always one of those nipless characters. Got no nips. Well, I guess they didn't want to make that. I just always find that weird. No nips. No nips. Alright. So, I want to do a little size comparison with Motaro's skeleton. I gotta move these real quick. Get this out of the way. So I was curious with Motaro's skeleton. Who's gonna be tough to stand up now? Okay. Kinda slouching. Kinda not. I wanna move the camera a bit. And yeah. Kind of the same size, actually. Yeah, especially if I move the skull up. Actually, here, let me set him up straight. Sub-Zero versus me, essentially. Although, actually, the skeleton's kind of taller, actually. Huh. Alright, so I did that because what I want to do, real quick, get the size comparison out of the way. Let's get this guy in it. You know what? I gotta say, that does stand the scale, right? Like, I was trying to do as much as I could for, like, Motaro's MK3 pose. Or, like, his, just stationary pose. And usually I was watching some MK3 clips of, like, Unmasked Sub-Zero versus Motaro. I just gotta, refresh it, my memory. And for the most part, I could see, like, Motaro's back legs were bent, Motaro's front legs were, like, straight. And yeah, he kind of has his arms at, like, this kind of pose. And just how I remembered watching the video yesterday, this is actually a good scale in terms of what Sub-Zero comes to on Motaro. Just, I want to, like, because, with Motaro, there's going to be a lot of kicking. So there you go. Actually, yeah. There is, yeah. We can do the slide. But that slide never worked on Motaro and MK3. See if I can get Sub-Zero to be standing on his own. Because those are... There it is! There it is! Right there! That's my favorite thing about Storm Collectibles. As much as I want a stand, for most of them, you don't need a stand. But, okay. Don't need to use Motaro anymore. So the thing is, I don't really have any other Mortal Kombat figures to compare him to. Kind of been going through a rough spot in real life, so I've had to sell most of my figures. So yeah, sadly, I'm afraid I do not have any ninjas to compare him to. Yeah, my apologies, but we'll just have to go with that comparison in terms of his Motaro skeleton and Motaro. So, I'm just gonna move him a little bit to the side. Alright, so here's the rest of his accessories. there's his face, which is grinning teeth mad. And that's pretty much about it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands. And this is probably the accessory that everybody's going to use in some way, shape, or form. So, hands are whatever. The ice. So, rip it apart as he holds it. And you can see, I don't know if it's focusing, not really. Try to bring it back a little bit. Kind of hard to tell anyway, even just like looking at it. But there are backings right here. So that you can kind of see it on the left. But so he can hold it. And like as his fatality in Mortal Kombat 3, where he holds it and breaks the person apart, and then the blood spouter and the limbs. Now, I really want to put the skeleton in there. So let's see how easy it is. So I guess probably get the bottom one in first. And oh, live action. Exciting. So exciting. Kind of tough. If I can get it straight, it wouldn't be so tough. Alright, there we go. Not rocket science. Not rocket science. Now with the skeleton, quite a room left over. But that's, you know, because you can put pretty much whatever character in here. So it kind of has to add up to that. So I'd be curious. You know, you probably couldn't put like Street Fighter characters in this, right? Probably just like MK3 characters. MK2 characters. Admittedly, this is going a little rough for me because I'm trying not to hit the camera in front of me. So I apologize. Alright, just follow the holes. Follow the holes. Okay. And then that. And holy shit, there it is. That's actually really cool. That's real. Oh, I love that. I'm not gonna lie. I really love that. All right, hold on. We gotta do it though, right? What hands? Is it this hand? Can't tell if that's the correct hand or if it's like more of the grabbing hand. Okay, it's okay, so it's definitely this is the hand you're gonna want. The claw hands. Not these. Not the open hands. Not that. So gotta do it. I think pretty much everybody who's reviewed this figure has done this. But this is actually really cool. So I want to do it. So far, alright, so far, if I'm giving my impressions, my honest impressions of this figure, you know, oh boy. That's really tight. There it is. Okay, much better. But much better than Motaro. Yeah, and I get it. Like, let's be real. There's not many figures out there like Motaro, or let's just say, you know, a Centaur in general. So he's not the easiest figure to make. It's just when Storm makes figures, they do a great job, you know, 90% of the time, 95% of the time. But yeah, they're definitely better than with human characters. Oh, got some gap. Got some gap. I hate that. I really hate that. But it's another thing with Storm. Let's make it more authentic. I gotta say, I don't know what your Sub-Zero is going to be. Mine is tight in some places. The neck and this leg. The left leg is a bit tight. Right. Okay. So I guess probably the better way to do it would probably be to just put his hands in. Oh, no, you can do this too. Let's see. Damn. Ah. Probably, yeah. Take off the hands first, then do it. Does seem kind of like it's, the hands need to be too close together. Figured it would be more like that, but... I want to get this. I want to get this to end the video. Come on, sub. Come on. It really is kind of tough to tell where it is. Nope. I thought I had it. I didn't have it. Alright, so... Not as bad as, like, the original. Not the original, but the MK3 Sub-Zero, where his accessories pissed me off. Where they were really tough to get into. This I can tell. If I didn't have, you know, a camera in front of me, and I wasn't trying to knock it over, and I was in a more comfortable position, I could get this. But, admittedly, I'm having a difficult time, and also doesn't help if his leg is like that. Alright, so let's do it the way you're probably supposed to do it. Let's get the hands off first. Because like I said, I do want to do this. So don't do it the way I just tried to do. That ain't gonna work. Do I have the right hands though? Yeah. I think. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't like snap into place. It just kind of... It's not like tightly in there. Because I know if I try to like... Yeah, see, it's already loose. It's like a loose fit. It's not gonna snap in. The fingers are not gonna snap in. So, I'll try this again. I'm worried these are going to pop out. These are going to pop out. Yeah, that's not going to work. But you get the picture. And then rip it apart. Yeah, that's going to be tough. There's got to be a better way to do that. I'm just not doing it right. Like I said, I'm just trying to get everything to like show up in the camera and also not hit it. So my apologies. But you get the general idea. I'm going to keep trying for a second. But as I give my final like thoughts and reading on it, yeah, no, I kind of wish I had some other ninjas to compare his size, but he seems about the same size as if Scorpion, although does kind of seem like rar. But he does kind of seem a little small, but maybe it's just because definitely not as small as... Well, actually, yeah, kind of. I was just about to say he's not as small as the original Storm Ninjas, but he does kind of seem that way. But it just seems like the MK3 Sub-Zero and MK3 Scorpion were a bit, I guess, meatier? He seemed a little more skinnier on it. Kind of surprised. I thought they were going to make him more muscly. He's just more ripped. But you know what? You know what we're going to do? They're just buds. They're just buds. Yeah, they're just buds chilling. So yeah, that's MK3, maskless, unmasked Sub-Zero. Great figure, especially if you grew up on Mortal Kombat 3. I'm one of the people out there who played more Mortal Kombat 3 than Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. And I didn't have Ultimate MK3, so maskless Sub-Zero was the coolest character in that game for me. And that or Cyber Smoke were my two favorites in that one. So yeah. I would say I would give him probably, you know what? I would say probably a 9 because I'm going between like an 8 and a 9, but if like I would give him an 8, what are my negative points for this figure? And it's kind of hard for me to say. I really don't have many. If anything, probably his gut side gap thing is a little too noticeable. And obviously, I can't say, oh, the stiffness in whatever part of the figure, because that's going to vary between person. And all I got to do is just run some hot water and I can loosen that up. So that's not a problem. The accessories are cool. The only thing is, this might be, if you want to set up the fatality, this is going to be tricky. It's going to take a second, but it's definitely doable. It's just going to take a second, and it's nowhere near as bad as MK3 Mass Sub-Zeros, like ice accessories, and putting those together and making sure you're able to get a good pose. Nowhere near as bad as that. Yeah, you know what? I'll stick with a 9 because I really don't have many bad things to say about this one at all. He's a great representation of Unmasked Sub-Zero, and you know, that character's a bit of a controversy considering, you know, no ninjas in the original MK3 and he was the best thing we had, so, and no Scorpion. But if you're like me and you grew up on MK3, you love this guy. So yeah, I'm going to stick with a 9 and my final review is a 9. All right, hopefully my next one will be Jin Kazama. I've been waiting for that figure forever, and we still don't have an official release date, but that I'm hoping will be my next figure review. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Have a good one.